Yes, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Sports Prophecy TV. And tonight we're gonna just spice it up a bit tonight, and we're gonna give the football lovers something to talk about tonight. We're not gonna be on any specific topic. We can range from the Afghan Cup of Nations to the Premier League to youth football to international football. But tonight we are gonna dive into all things football. As I feel that last few nights we haven't got a chance to interact with the fans much by answering questions. So I decided to set up a show where we do a Q&A style show where it's questions and answers. So where fans get to state their opinions on their topics that they want to discuss in football. As you know, the Afghan Cup is going on strong right now. The Premier League window is open till the end of this month. Players are moving. Young Devonte Campbell from Mount Pleasant has gone on a trial for 2 weeks at Charlton Athletic. McCoy Powell, bless up yourself. So we want to talk about things and the Premier League as well. Liverpool is still in that top spot as we saw De Bruyne came back from Man City the other night to basically walk away with that victory and put Man City back in the title race. A team that I'm really looking at this season as well is Tottenham Hotspurs. I think they are on the verge of doing big things. They got a lot of injuries, but I think after these injuries, they will come back strong. So we want to talk about all things football tonight. So just don't be afraid to drop your question in the comment section and we will take care of that tonight. We should have a few people joining us on the panel tonight. But it's quite early. I know we are on a different time zone. It's 10 o'clock my time, 10:22 to be exact. And I know it's different time zones wherever you are, maybe in Africa, in Asia, or in the Americas. Bless up yourself, McCoy Powell. Bless up yourself, Siobhan. Bless up everybody in football world out there. As you know, the Jamaican U20 team has just wrapped up their trials for the under 20 qualifiers that will take place down there in St. Kitts or Grenada, one of those countries. But I know they're heading off to Trinidad and Tobago. And Coach John Wall, he will be taking players from Jamaica to basically mix with the North American players and take them off down to Trinidad. Hopefully, the guys have a good run down there, maybe get some good playing time under their belt. As we know as well, we're looking forward to this summer. This summer is going to be a lot of football, guys. A lot of football coming up. Is St. Kitts, Siobhan said to be exact. Lot of football coming up this summer. Nations League, Copa America is coming up, and that's going to be something exciting. Hopefully everything work out with Brazil. I know they were in a little bit of pickle with FIFA there, so hopefully they work that out and get back into the business of football. But don't be afraid to drop your question, guys. There has been a lot of upsets. I think Tunisia got upset the other night in the Afghan by Mozambique. Yeah, Mozambique, I think. So in the Afghan, let's talk about the Afghan and we just go through the groups very quickly and just see the teams that are holding up the top spot. Ivory Coast is holding on the top spot in Group A as they won their first encounter against Guinea-Bissau. Ivory Coast is holding down the top spot as they won their first game against Guinea-Bissau. Equatorial Guinea, they drew their game with Nigeria. Nigeria, again, the big disappointment. Everybody is quite disappointed with Nigeria, as Nigeria is the team in Africa, not just in Africa. Nigeria is the team that a lot of people would say that Nigeria has the best strikers in the entire world of football right now in Osimhen and those Boniface and those guys, but they seem Boniface is not there. But Nigeria seem to still can't get it together. So as we have it as of now, right now, guys, as we have it, is Ivory Coast is leading Group A with 3 points from one game. Equatorial Guinea with 1 point as they drew their first game with Nigeria. Guinea-Bissau is still at the bottom at the table in Group A as they didn't have a win from their first game. Group B, guys, what a surprise in Group B. We talk about the little country of Cape Verde. Cape Verde is a country that's close to my heart as I spent a lot of time in Cape Verde. I've been to Cape Verde about 3 times. Very small island, a Portuguese island, has a lot of connection with Brazil, as it was stated that a lot of the slaves that was taken to Brazil by the Portuguese were from that region of Cape Verde and Senegal and those countries. So Cape Verde, guys, Cape Verde upset Ghana in their first game. Who would have imagined Cape Verde upset Ghana? Ghana, who is considered the Brazil of Africa. A lot of people would just say if there's a country in Africa, or there's one of the countries in Africa that a lot of football fans would say have the potential to win a World Cup, it would be Ghana or Nigeria or Senegal. However, Ghana, as I said before the competition started, I thought Ghana had a weak midfield and they're very chaotic defensively. And we saw where Cape Verde exploited Ghana, gave them a lot of problems. Ghana didn't seem like they know what they wanted to do going forward with the football. They did know what to do in front of goal. Lot of missed opportunities. Ghana is just not clicking at the moment. Very disappointing performance for the Ghanaian. But what a surprise by Cape Verde. Cape Verde top Group B with 3 points from one game. Everybody would have expected Ghana to win that game. Now that group, Cape Verde winning that game has basically tossed Group B on its head because Egypt with Mo Salah, Egypt that I said before this competition started that this might be the competition that Mo Salah has to win to basically put his stamp on the international world. People, stop what you're doing right now. Please hit the like button on the video. Please hit the like button on the video as it helps with the visibility. For everybody over there on Facebook, please share the video as well if you're over there on Facebook. We have a few people over there watching on Facebook right now. Hit the like button and share the video. No, before the African Cup started, I said that Egypt and Mo Salah, they won't be winning a World Cup. Egypt is the country that has won the African Cup the most. I think they won it 3 times, lost in the finals last time around to Senegal. And a lot of people expected Egypt to come back this time around, firing, performing much better. However, it seems that Egypt couldn't get it together in this game. Egypt drew their game with Mozambique. Mozambique, as we said, a lot of people didn't really have Mozambique high on their teams to do well in this Afghan, as most people. I had teams like Mali, the Gambia. I had those teams as the X Factor teams that would have caused problems for bigger teams. Nobody thought that Mozambique would be one of those teams. But Mozambique, guys, Mozambique is causing problems. Mozambique drew their game with Egypt, and they're now sitting on 1 point in Group B at number 3, and Ghana is at the bottom of that group. Ghana is at the bottom of Group B. What a surprise. Who would have called that? Who would have thought that Ghana would be at the bottom of Group B? No, let's head over to Group C. When we look at Group C, no surprises there in Group C. We have Senegal. Senegal is the reigning champions. As you know, Senegal won last Copa African Cup as they beat Egypt in the finals on penalty. Sani Mane basically putting his stamp on that competition. I still think that Sani Mane is one of the most active players in football. He stay causing problems for defenders, as when he drops deep, he can come and collect the ball and he can run with the football. He's also a goal poucher, very assured of it. He's very sure and certain of his runs, nowhere to show up in the box, always clinical, always getting on the end of those crosses coming in. However, the competition has just started. I don't want to get carried away, but Senegal is sitting pretty at the top of Group C. And we have Cameroon. Cameroon is a team that, as I said, you never know what Cameroon is going to bring. As a Jamaican Reggae Boys fan, I look at Cameroon a little bit like Jamaica. Very unpredictable, have a lot of talented players, but you just never know what they're going to do on the day. Cameroon, however, drew their game with Guinea in that opener in Group C. And the Gambia, who I think has some of the best young players right now coming out of Africa, Gambia and Mali. Gambia, they didn't get a point. Gambia is sitting at the bottom of Group C. Still hoping that Gambia can kick on. As we know, they went up against the reigning champion Senegal. So Gambia had a very tough game for their opening encounter. So I think the Gambians would want to turn things around in the next go around, as they have two, I would say, two more easier team in Cameroon and Guinea. Those two teams are not at the level that a Senegal, the reigning champion, is. No, Group D, guys. Group D is a little bit turning out the way that slightly the way I expected it, but not the way I expected it. Burkina Faso won their first game and they're topping Group D. Algeria and Angola are both on 1 point as they drew their game. I was looking for big things from Algeria, as they did a lot of recruiting, intensive recruiting out of France. I thought those French players would have came in and gave Algeria that extra edge that they needed. However, it didn't really work out that way for Algeria. So I'm a little bit disappointed in Algeria there. I thought Algeria would have been one of those teams that would have basically be a bit more competitive. Just have to adjust something here. Okay. I think my thumbnail is there. I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, so Algeria and Angola, they drew their first game and they're sitting on a point each after a game. But Burkina Faso looks like they're trying to run away with Group D there. Group E, guys, we go down all the way to Group E. One of the teams that I said and I predicted that this team for me is an X Factor team coming in this year Afghan Cup, and it's Mali. A lot of people don't understand what's happening in Mali right now. No, there's been a coup and there's a lot of political turmoil in the country, but Mali seems to still get it together when it comes on to football. And Mali, their youth team under 17 did very well. I was a bit disappointed when I saw the squad selection that there wasn't a few more youth players from the Mali team, but it seems like the Malian coach was confident in his experienced players and he thought he had more fringe players who deserve to be in the team, and it's paying dividend now as Mali is leading Group E with 3 points, and they're followed by Nambia. Nambia, as you know, Nambia beat Tunisia. Tunisia is a team that does well in the World Cup. They tend to play solid defense, composed football, very hard to beat, won't go past the round of 16, won't light up any tournament, but everybody know that Tunisia can hold you in a dog match where the game ends nil all or 1-1. However, Nambia got the best of Tunisia in on this go around. I expected much better performance from Tunisia. They came out a bit flat in that game. The Nambians seems like they weren't scared, they weren't worried. The Nambians didn't care about Tunisia being a marquee name. They just went after it and they went out there and played. They didn't bother to just play around and think we're playing against a Tunisia, we're not going to get the point. Nambia didn't care. Nambia went for 3 points and Tunisia flopped. I think Tunisia is going to struggle because if Nambia beats a Tunisia, it's going to be a very tough opener for them. And they haven't played a team like Mali. Mali is a team that excites me when it comes on to African football. Nobody would have knew that Mali would have just sprung out of nowhere. When you talk about football in Africa, we tend to talk about the Nigerias, the Cameroons, the Senegal, the Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone. Those are the countries we tend to talk about coming out of Africa. But guys, look out for Mali. They're doing a lot of things right in Mali, especially their youth teams. I watched their youth teams last year and they looked very good. Very huge players. Some of the players on the Mali team is quite questionable, though, for me. Some of those kids do not look 17. I have to agree. Some of those kids on the Mali youth teams look like grown men to me, if you're gonna be honest. Some of those, and you know how it works in Africa when it comes on to birth survey, when it comes on to survey tickets and stuff like that in Africa, those things can be a bit sketchy. So big up everybody in the chat, big up yourself, IT coach. So when I look at the Mali team, I thought some of these players look way older. And you know, there's always a lot of discussions about players coming out of Africa, forging their age, and you know, a lot of players born at home or born in rural areas, so there's not a lot of ways to track their actual date of birth and all that stuff. So it's very FIFA though over the years have put a lot of big up yourself, Tom Stranger. FIFA has put a lot of things into action though to basically weed out a lot of African teams using older players in their youth teams. But the Mali youth team that I saw a few players that I thought that those guys look like my dad. Those guys look old, man. Those guys look really like grown men. There's no way some of those kids were 16 and 17. However, we're on big man football right now, the big stuff, and Mali is leading in Group E. As it stands, Mali on 3 points, Nambia on 3 points, Tunisia on no points. And I said the big disappointment that I think the team that will be the most disappointing in this year AFCAN will be South Africa, the Rainbow Nation. I think South Africa is a country that has a lot of potential, lot of flair. South Africa is so disappointing for me because when you look at South Africa getting that World Cup and getting all those state-of-the-art stadiums, South Africa didn't really improve their football. South Africa didn't capitalize on the World Cup and capitalize on the infrastructure. I thought that South Africa is a country that missed the trick. They got all those beautiful stadiums after the World Cup, but they didn't kick on to develop their league. So as we have it, Group E, there we have it, Mali, Nambia, Tanzania. Mali leads Group E. And we head over to the final group on the Afghan Cup, which is Group F. And no surprises here. Morocco, as you know, last World Cup semi-finalists, they played a tough style of football. And as you know, they did a lot of recruiting in their diaspora. As you know, the connection between Morocco and France, the France connection is huge. So Morocco has been tapping into that plethora of talent that they have in their diaspora. Hence, we see a huge transformation in Morocco's football, and they're playing very well. They took away 3 points from Tanzania. Zambia is another team that a lot of people expected to do well. They drew 1-1 with Congo, and they sit they drew their game 1-1, and they sit at 2-3 respectfully. So there you go, guys. That was the roundup of the Afghan Cup 2024. Now we'll head over to the English Premier League. We will do our English Premier League roundup right now. Just look at the table and look at the teams that are doing well. So at the top, we have Liverpool sitting pretty at number one, guys, on 44 points. Liverpool, as you know, won 13 games, drew six. Liverpool has only lost one game in the EPL this season. Really good record. A lot of people, including myself, didn't expect Jurgen Klopp to turn around this Liverpool team so quickly. Last season, they were dismal. They didn't perform that well last season, as they were still going through that hangover phase of losing a Sané Mane to Germany, and it's finally coming together quicker than a lot of us would expect. So Liverpool sits at number one in the EPL, and the big dogs, Manchester City. I think Manchester City is back. Why I say Manchester City is back? De Bruyne is back. We know that De Bruyne is like a logistics hub. He's one of the top man when it comes to distribution in the EPL. He gets it around. He's not just a distributor. De Bruyne scores goals. This guy has a wingspan. I think his wingspan is 360. There's a few players in the game of football like Lionel Messi and De Bruyne and those guys. They just open up the field with their wingspan and their vision, the way how they pass the ball. It's like they have eyes in every direction of their face. They can just look around, or they don't look and they make the pass. They just make things happen. And I thought that De Bruyne coming back from Manchester City was going to be the kicker here. And a lot of teams now know that Manchester City plays their best football after January. This is where Man City tends to just win out and win the league. This is where Man City gets tough. And this is where Liverpool will have to really stay on top to get it done. So Man City's on 43 points. They lost 3 games and still sit at number two, drew 4 games and won 13. Very weird. Liverpool, on the other hand, they lost a game, but they drew more game than Man City. They dropped a few points by drawing 6 games. Man City only drew 4 games. No, at number three, we have the big surprise, guys. The big surprise. Big up yourself, Mr. United. Big up Jackie Love TV, and Johan Borson. Big up yourself. Number three is Aston Villa. Aston Villa is the big surprise this season. Who would have thought that Aston Villa, Leon Bailey, and those guys would be so competitive this season? I think a lot of people expected Aston Villa to play very well this season, but nobody expected Aston Villa. Aston Villa could have been at number two or number one, but they have dropped some points in their last 2 games. And that's just how the Premier League goes. This is where things start tightening up. Remember, Arsenal was a team that's supposed to be on top right now, but this is where Arsenal tends to struggle. Before we get to Arsenal, we'll just go over the points. Aston Villa is also tied on 43 points with Manchester City. However, they drew more games. They lost 4 games and drew 4 of their games. So they have one more loss than Man City. Hence, Man City beat them out for number two. Number three, we have Arsenal. Arsenal, the Gunners. The Gunners, the Gunners, the Gunners. Everybody thought, okay, Arsenal started very well last season. Can Arsenal really get it together? Can they add those final pieces? Big up yourself, Jamaica Guna. Everybody in the chat, please hit the like button as soon as you come in. I'm just running through the league and we're doing a Q&A tonight. We're going to talk all things football, but I'm just rounding up the EPL. We just did the AFCON for all who just started. So Arsenal, the Gunners, they're at number 3. We expected the Gunners to refine what they did wrong last season, learn from their mistake, and come back this season a bit stronger. But for me, it seems like Arteta is not improving as a coach. He's very hesitant when it comes on to making substitution. Hence, I think this is why Arsenal is struggling. I think Arteta has a lot to do with why Arsenal is struggling. I don't think he's rotating his players very well. And I don't think Arsenal is getting the proper link up play from that front three with Jesus and Saka and Martinelli. Martinelli and Saka is getting the ball in those dangerous areas in the box. But for me, Jesus spends a little bit too much time outside the 18-yard box. Jesus, to me, almost wants to play as a winger or as a false nine. I don't really know what he plays. He confuses me a lot. I don't know what Jesus, I don't know where Jesus, I think for me, Jesus is a wing forward. That's why a lot of people would say that Arsenal needs to go out and get an actual number 9, a real striker who's going to post up, a striker who's going to get those headers, get latch onto those. You have two of the best wingers in the EPL in Saka and Martinelli. And we see week in, week out, Saka get those balls, dangerous balls inside the 6-yard box, inside the 18, Martinelli as well. But Jesus is not latching on. And that's the difference with a Man City, with a Highland who can latch on the end of those. And that's what make a Man City dangerous. And with a De Bruyne back, I think it's almost over for Arsenal this season. I think they need to just play for Champions League football, but I don't think the Gunners has what it takes to win this season. Here is a team though they're on 40 points. Arsenal with 4 loss, 4 draws and 13 wins. And they have a game behind Aston Villa, so they can catch up with Aston Villa for the 3rd spot actually by just winning their next game. Here is one of the teams for me that's the most exciting team in the EPL to watch personally. Not a fan, but I'm very excited whenever I watch this team play. And at number 5, we have Tottenham Hotspurs. Tottenham Hotspurs, guys, they are weird. They play this loose style of football. It's very reckless. You never know what you're going to get. But for some reason, I feel like this Tottenham Spurs team is never out of the game. They're never out of the game. This Tottenham team, for me, seems like they can come back from a 3-0 deficit in the first half and win a game 4-3 or win a game 5-3. That's just how they play. And their coach seemed to be very confident in the way they set up. They play a very high back line. They give opponents a lot of opportunities. But the problem is when you play against a Tottenham, if you overcompensate and try to basically take too much of advantage of them, you're going to also be vulnerable because they're just coming at you as well. So they give teams a lot to think about with that high back line and a very loose way how they play defense. But when a Madison comes back, I think they're going to tighten up a bit and get another ball handler in the middle of the park. We saw Richarlison latching on against Manchester United to get the equalizer the other night. And he's a player that if he gets hot, he can have a good streak. We saw what he did when he was at Everton. However, Song has basically pushed him out of the starting lineup this season. And now Song is out. He's back in there. Richarlison is a different kind of striker. He's a different kind of footballer, not your typical striker, but he can create problems for his opponent. Number 6, we go to West Ham, Mikel Antonio and those guys at West Ham. West Ham is a team that I don't expect to do much. They will play Europa League. They always hover around in the top 10. They play very hard. They give teams a lot of problems when it gets on to the end of the season. So we won't dive too much into these teams. And we head down to number 7. Who would imagine that Manchester United, after having such a bad start and a bad season, Manchester United is still at the 7th spot, sitting on 32 points, just 11 points off the second spot. Manchester United haven't seemed to get it together this season, but it just shows you that it doesn't take a lot for Manchester United to be on top of the Premier League. They just can't get it right. I think Manchester United has to do major surgery. They have to cut their losses. They have to start letting guys go. I think guys like Bruno Fernandes, I think that ship has sailed. Don't like his attitude on the field. I think his attitude rubs off on the players. He seems like somebody who complains a lot. He seems like somebody who just whines a lot. And then you have a player like Rashford. Manchester United, they're very in love with Rashford. Don't seem like they want to cut ties with Rashford and move on. But I think at some point they need to move on from Rashford and basically rebuild that team. But we see the youngster from Denmark, Highland, Rasmus Highland. He's playing very well, had a brilliant goal last game. He looks like a Viking player who's playing with a lot of vigor, a lot of energy, a lot of bite. He looks very aggressive and he looks like he's one for the future, as well as Garnacho. Everybody can say that Garnacho for the last 2 months has been one of the most effective wingers, I think, in the league. He's creating a lot of space for himself on the wings for Manchester United, and he looks very dangerous. And at number 8, we have Brighton. Brighton was at number 2 at some point early on in the league, but the league start to catch up to a team like Brighton. This is where teams like Brighton start fading, this is where the money comes in. This is where the money keeps you afloat in the EPL. You start seeing why teams play the big bucks for top players, because when the league gets to January, February, March, things start tightening up a bit. And this is where teams like Brighton starts well, but they start fading. The biggest disappointment in the league this season, and we're going to only round off the top 10 teams, guys. The biggest disappointment in the EPL this season is Chelsea. Chelsea, 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 Chelsea. Chelsea is a team that I can't understand. Very disappointing team. Chelsea can't seem to get it together. Raheem Sterling, that team just seemed like they don't have a leader. You don't know who's in charge. The coach seems like he's trying to get a hold of the guys, but it's just not working out. Not really working out for that Chelsea team, but it's always an exciting team to watch, but can't get it together. Congratulations to the young Jamaican Dujon Whisper, the 18-year-old wonder kid. He has officially stamped his signature at with the Blues at Chelsea. He's now all over the Chelsea page. We hope for big things for this youngster coming out of Jamaica. The second youngest player to score a goal in the CONCACAF Gold Cup. He came out of Phoenix Academy in Jamaica. He was coached up by Craig Butler. As you know, Craig Butler also coached up players like Leon Bailey. So we're looking for big things from a Dujon Whisper as a Jamaican there. And to round off the top 10, we have Newcastle. Nothing major happening there. Newcastle, they're very inconsistent. Never know what they're going to do. Might beat you this week. Next week, they might just lose to you for no reason. They let Man City came back in that game and won that game. So that's your roundup. That's your EPL roundup. That's your African Cup roundup before we kick off the show. People, today we want to talk about a striker at Barnsley. This is a striker that I have been looking at as he came to Jamaica and he trained with the senior reggae boys. His documents is now in process and they're waiting to finalize it so he can represent the Jamaican reggae boys. And that player is Devonte Cole. Devonte Cole is on fire, guys. Devonte Cole is a player that a lot of people would say he's a late bloomer. A lot of people think that this player, he is way better than he's way better than he's way better than a lot of people would imagine. I'm looking at his stats here in 2024. He already has 16 goals. He has 16 goals in the 2023-24 season. Out of He played 26 games with 16 goals. Guys, anybody who plays the number 9 position to get 16 goals in 26 games, that's very good. That's like half a goal a game. I don't know how you score half a goal, but this player is very aggressive, very quick feet. And I keep repeating, I think somebody said to me last night that I made a mistake when I said that Shamar Nicholson won't be in the Jamaican setup for the March window, but I meant to say he won't be in the setup for the Nation League game against the United States in the semi-final. I think he will be in and around the team. But I think Devonte Cole should be a good replacement as he has 16 goals in 26 games. Let me just start. I just dropped the link for anybody want to join the stream, and we will chop it up and talk some football. Jamaica Guna said, for years, United been a try to buy them way through the league. It now go work. Over £1 billion spent. Yes, over feel him gonna be over £1 billion. And I think that's why Manchester United is in a lot of debt. Manchester United, they were breaking the bank to buy players, but it just didn't work. Jackie Love TV say, "Oh, you talk about Devonte Cole? Yeah, we're talking about Devonte Cole right now." Alex say, "Feel him gonna be a surprise to the United States." I believe so, bro. I believe so. When I look, big up yourself, Jermaine Miller. When I look at Devonte Cole played, I like everything about the player. And I'm not a person who's big on League One players or League One teams, but for me, he's a late bloomer. I think that he's in his upper 20s. He's just getting it together. And that's how football is. Sometimes some players kick on later. And I think this guy is one of those players. We hope he doesn't turn out to be like a Johnson Clark Harris, who basically had the MVP for the league, and he got the chance to represent Jamaica, and he basically didn't get his passport. They said it was time for him to get the passport. He didn't like him never wake up, or him never want go, or I don't know what happened to Johnson Clark Harris, but him just do some foolishness, like him just do some garbage. People, remember to hit the like button on this video, please and thanks. Remember to hit the like button on the video. People, remember to hit the like button on the video. Very, very important to get the visibility out there. Big up yourself, Jermaine Miller. He's better striker and finisher than Boza. I don't want people to start saying that we are, whatever they call people Jamaica, where I don't want to be a frightened Friday, because Shamar Nicholson did just score 2 goals and basically qualify Jamaica for 2 competitions. You know what I mean? He did qualify Jamaica for 2 competitions. He qualified Jamaica for the Nations League, and he qualified Jamaica for the Copa America. So I don't know if I want to dash away Shamar Nicholson and say, well, Devonte Cole is better. But however, I love how he's much quicker than Shamar Nicholson. Sometimes, though we like Shamar Nicholson for that hold-up play, sometimes Shamar Nicholson, he's very slow. Sometimes he's very slow. He's very slow when he gets the ball and he holds it up. And sometimes you want that striker who's going to just punch it sometimes, just step on the gas sometimes and make defenders have to move. Sometimes you have to move the line to create space for players like Leon Bailey, for players like DeMar Wright Gray. And I think sometimes Shamar Nicholson takes the ball and he just stays in a spot and holds up the ball. I don't. This is what Ivan Toney does well. Look when Ivan Toney wins those 50-50 balls and he holds up the play. He gets it off and he turns and move. That's what Ivan Toney does well. When Ivan Toney lays off the ball and he makes that run into the box, he's gliding into the box. He's very smooth in the way he does that. Shamar Nichols, though, does have his qualities. He seemed to be getting it together lately. He scored this weekend, and I can't just say that Shamar Nichols didn't just, we can't forget that quickly, that Shamar Nichols didn't just qualify Jamaica for the Nations League semifinals and Copa America. I can't just dash. And I'm a person who has beat Shamar Nichols. Remember, Shamar Nichols didn't score for Jamaica in over a year. Shamar Nichols didn't score for Jamaica in over a year. And we were all running out of patience. And guys, as fans, I think we are entitled to run out of patience with players. We are not coaches. I'm not the one who's there in training, seeing a player and think that the player is gonna catch farm sooner or later. No, but with Shamar Nichols, I think a lot of us did see that the moment he moved out of Russia and he went into France, we did saw that Shamar Nichols game started to get back to the Shamar Nichols that we know, because we usually have Boza represent Jamaica. I think we had the last games, we had Shamar Nichols represent Jamaica, and that's what we want. Z Bad says, can Devonte play the Damari Gray role? I'm not gonna lie to you, Zibad. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. To me, I want him to play where Mikel Antonio plays. I want him in the 18. I want him in the 18 because even the goal that he scored this weekend, where he went up for that header, he had no chance. He basically just bodied the defenders to get that, and that was a lot. And those are goals that we wanted from um Mikel Antonio for Jamaica. We haven't got that yet. Mikel Antonio give us a different level of work when he plays for Jamaica. He does a lot of scrappy work, a lot of dirty work. He attracts a lot of attention. So Mikel Antonio does play a role, but he doesn't get to play his natural game when he plays for Jamaica. A lot of time, Mikel Antonio is either pressing or he's trying to close down a play or he has to trap back. But he gets a lot of scraps when he plays for Jamaica. I would want Mikel Antonio to start getting the ball in some more dangerous positions for Jamaica in the 24 go around. To be honest, we're talking about Jeremy in here. Him and Jacob Ramsey played together too. Yes. Jeremy and Miller there. Jeremy and Miller say, I think if Boza get the service up front, he will score. And he showed us that. He showed us that the last game. This is why I'm not gonna just jump and say Boza can't score. But I see some things in Devonte Cole that excites me, bro. I see the quick feet. I see the ability to step on it in front of goal and just move past defenders. Because sometimes that's what Jamaica struggles with. We have players who are very hesitant to just step on it and take it into the 18-yard box. If you look at Jamaica, we don't draw a lot of penalties. Our strikers don't draw a lot of penalties. I don't know the exact stats. A man like Simon Preston would probably give you that off the top of his head. We know that Simon Preston is a walking statistic encyclopedia. Him and Marlon Nelson, those guys will just rip off some statistics where you're like, God damn. Look like you guys just tattoo those things to your brain. But Simon Preston probably has that statistic somewhere locked down. Jamaican strikers doesn't draw enough fouls in the 18 for me. And I think a player like Devonte Cole, he looks like he has the ability to draw fouls because he looks like he's ready to step on it in front of the 18 and get inside the box. And he's not afraid to shoot. He's always also quite accurate. Siobhan, I will bring you in soon. I'm in a flow right now. Let me just run through these comments here. The way how Jamaica play, don't fit Bozo. We need a proper midfield to create for him. Well, we just have to play with what we have at this moment. And if this is what we have, Boza has to just play. Mr. United, him and Jeremy in attack. Shamar starting out on the wing in games, but he a guarantee starter when him fit. Would you start Shamar Nichols on the wing? But I think Shamar Nichols are too slow to start on the wing for me, bro. Shamar Nichols is a bit too slow to start on the wing for me, to be honest. Boza have to get Nunes treatment, bench, and oh my God, Shamar Nichols, Nunes. Nunes is a player to me as well. He comes off a bit slow sometimes. But those players, when they're on and firing, they fire, but they are very inconsistent. Big up yourself, Marcus Messiah Garvey. Manners and respect, me G. JT, remember that Jamaica don't have no midfield to create. It's all wing play. Exactly. But we're not going to have a Demari Gray for the next game. And so it's going to be a very tricky one to see how the coach set up against a United States. Antonio need to get dropped or bench. He's out of form. Shavan, what do you have to say about that?
Wait, the last comment said somebody said Antonio is out of form.
Mm-hmm.
Antonio is injured, so I don't know how out of form coming to play.
I, I think he's talking about out of form playing for Jamaica.
Out of form playing for Jamaica. I mean, I disagree. I don't share the sentiments. I guess a lot of persons believe because he's not scoring, he's
Mm-hmm.
not on form. But I have a different perspective. It's not he doesn't the fact that he's there and we're actually it's not that the team isn't scoring goals. The team is scoring goals. It's just that he isn't the one scoring them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna bash him on that. Um, for me, it's a difficult decision. Fitness wise, I know that based off his socials, he is confident that he will make it for the Nations League.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to wait and see. But I mean, Devonte Cole, if he does get his documents, the fact that the coach had him here for the
Mm-hmm.
last window, it shows that the coach actually does have him in his plan. Because even without his documents, his coach still brought him. So he's a player. He's been on an excellent form. He's one of our most informed strikers right now, Iman Shamar.
Mm-hmm.
So for us to say that, so I don't think it would be out of place to have him in the team.
Is it
For the
fair to
nation.
compare these two players, Shamar and Devonte Cole? Or are fans getting a bit too carried away comparing the players?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with comparing, but I think when you try to downplay a next player because of another player,
Mm-hmm.
especially for a national team, that's what I don't agree with. So that's my only issue with it. I don't think I can compare because they're two different type of strikers.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so we would just have to see. And with the coach, you know that the coach has his with the strikers. He wants to have a striker who can hold up the play. Devontae doesn't actually seem like the type of
But
striker
don't
that.
Jamaica will have to play different without a Demari Gray?
Great, yeah, that's true. We would have to play different because we won't have that dynamic winger in the semi-final, and we
Mm-hmm.
won't have Bowser there either for the semi-final. So he will only be there for either the final or the third place game.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I mean, he should. I think he does warrant a place in the squad. He is on fire. So if the documentation is completed before, I don't see a reason why he shouldn't be in the squad. Like I said, I do. If Antonio is there, I expect to see the three of them there: Antonio, Cole, and Shamar. So
So,
those will be.
you know, you think it's time before people please hit the like button. We have 75 people here and 20 likes on the video. Come on, people, let's get the video up to 50 likes. That's why the show is moved. The likes is moving slow. People, just touch the like button as soon as you're walking. Let we chop up the content. So I think it's time you would say to let go of Romario Campbell, Romario Williams. Romario Williams, we got. I know he plays well, plays with a lot of heart, but for me, he made another move in the USL, and I think this is it. I think this should be it for Romario Williams for Jamaica. He has done well for us, but him floating around the USL, not moving to another league, the team needs to get bigger. than a player like Romario Williams. I think we have to let him go the next game and go with a Mikel Antonio, a Shamar Nichols, and a Devonte Cole. What says you?
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be the favorite the favorable three up top.
Mhm.
We don't know if there'll be any other surprises. But for now, I think those three would be the main three as well. And to be honest, they're proven goal scorers as well. So it's not going to be a situation now if we see a player come off. I don't think the fans will be concerned about hey where the goals will be coming from if this particular player isn't on the field. Because I think there are three competent
So
enough
would
strikers.
Shamar is Shamar is fit and ready to go? Is Shamar a sure starter for you?
If he's fit and ready to go, it depends. If it's a two striker, then yeah. But if it's a one striker who you want the speed to go off, maybe not. But I mean, I'm not the coach. I'm glad I'm not the coach, so I don't have to make those decisions.
Mhm.
Because it's a difficult one. Because I mean, the two strikers that in question right now, Cole and Shamar, they're both on farm. Some might say Shamar is in a higher league,
Mhm.
so it may be favorable. But you can only beat who's in front of you. And currently, Devonte only has our League One teams in front of him, so it will be difficult to set it. I say that. So for me, I think they both warrant it, but to say who starts, I think that would be depending on how they perform in training.
Okay, Jackie Love says it's and today, guys, we're taking all comments. It's a Q&A, so it's questions and answers. Tonight is all about the fans. Tonight, I think the last two shows we kind of neglected the fans and we focus more on the panel. Tonight, all focus is on the comment section, and all your questions will be answered tonight. Jackie Love says yes, they are two strikers, and we can compare them. Here's another good one from Alex. Cephas a player good too, JT, and him quick. Honestly, we want to know how fast he really is. Guys, I just don't think that Cephas is the coach's type of player for some reason. That's the only reason I can give you why Cephas is not in the team. I feel like Cephas is just not this coach's type of player. And the way how the coach answered a specific question in the press conference where he stated that we have a lot of players like that. It was a bit concerning. So I don't know. Alex, for me, Cephas is in any team I'm picking for Jamaica. Me personally, because I've seen the player play, and he gives you a lot. He gives you that unpredictable speed. Imagine a Cephas on the left, Devonte Cole in the middle. We don't have a Shamar and we don't have a Demari Gray. I'm going Cephas on the left and I'm going Devonte Cole down the middle. We have two speeds and we have an informed Leon Bailey on the right hand side. I think we're back in business against that United States team with those top three, with that top three players up there. Shavon.
Um, I'm a bit different when it comes on to Cephas. Club wise, he's on farm,
Your camera is
but
not working, Shavon. Are you on the ground or something?
yeah, but it's a situation I can't turn it on right now.
All right, don't turn it on.
Yeah.
We don't want to turn it on if you can't turn it on. Yeah. So for me, Cephas is in all teams, and Man of Valor. I'm gonna get to those questions to Valor. We're gonna answer. So tonight, Jamaica Guna, focus on all questions in the comment section. As I said, we have kind of neglected the subscribers the last couple of streams, and tonight it's all about the subscribers. It's a Q&A. Everything they have to ask, we're gonna talk about tonight. So it says Jamaica Guna. Oh, I agree with that opinion. Okay, don't have any updates on Reese Nelson yet. Jackie Love TV. That's still in the process. Okay, Jamaica Guna, this is for you. IT says Antonio scored 2 goals from 12 games for West Ham and 0 goals for 5 games for Jamaica. But Mikel Antonio is injured. What says you there, Jamaica Guna?
Big up JTL, big up Shaban, family night shot. Good afternoon, good morning, good night to all. Michael Antonio is coming off an injury. For before he was injured, he wasn't scoring a lot of goals either. He was chipping in other departments as is typical. He was never the most prolific goal scorer, but he's very annoying to defenders, and he caused a lot of problems
That's a
for
good word
defenders.
to use, you know. That's once you use the word, it just we just see the image.
Yeah, man, in my mind, you know, you can watch, certain podcasts
Mhm.
and Alan is a bigger person than him in height and physically, and people are more annoyed of Michael Antonio than Alan. If you
Yes.
listen to a couple of the defenders, them where said that who they don't like to defend against, he's one of the guys them where they don't like to defend against.
Yeah.
Ironically, Tony is one of those guys as well. So um, in terms of his form, I don't think he's on the best form. If I was to start a Jamaica team tomorrow,
Mhm.
I would start Shamar Nicholson as my starting striker, or secondary, um, Mikhail Antonio,
Devonte.
and then maybe to the third choice would have got Devonte Cole because he's just coming into the system, and you know what I mean. But in terms of starting, I would start tomorrow morning. I would start Shamar Nicholson. Um, Shavan said something about the Shamar not being available for the semi-finals of Nations League. Why is that?
Because he's on two yellow.
It's on two yellow card.
Okay. All right, cool. So so Shamar it would be my starting. Now if the Nations League comes around now and Shamar is unavailable, then I will hopefully we'll have Michael Antonio there and I would start him over Devonte Cole because I think he still offers more quality. I've watched Devonte Cole. I think he's a back fox in the box kind of player.
Hmm.
Pops up at some time, have some good movement in and around the 18-yard box, and he can pop up. We don't have that kind of striker currently, and we need strikers in Jamaica. Needs strikers. I see people talking about midfield. We definitely have a weak midfield, but we need strikers, bro.
Yeah,
How much
agree. I
top level
agree.
strikers we have? We have a USL striker. We have a Premier League striker in Michael Antonio.
Yeah.
We have a League R striker in Shamar Nicholson. And who else is there to
Yeah,
we
we
don't
had
we basically
Romario.
have,
We had Romario Williams,
yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying. He's the USL striker. I'm not I think he came on and did well for the national team when he did. He looks effective when he came on. We have a striker who's in Italia Serie A and he's not getting any game time currently. The last game that he came and played in a look good Nuntal.
yeah,
He not even look like he's playing in Serie A. He look like him still there JPL.
yeah.
So that is that. So we need strikers, bro. We'd actually need strikers. We I guess the team will be the coaches, the scouts will be looking around for strikers. But going into the Nations League and the Copa especially, we don't want to get slapped up by everybody. So I think we're gonna have to have somebody to finish off those chances. And I think currently speaking, on farm, Shamar Nicholson is Jamaica's best striker.
And stick up in there, Jamaica Guna. This question feeds back into your question. It says that JT, I'm concerned. Man of Valor said, JT, I'm concerned. Is the midfield want to buy my ticket, but boy, I have to wait and see. Which one of these things you think is more um concerning right now? Because the midfield problem still continues. Are you guys there? Are you there, Guna? Are you there, Shamar? Shavon, I'm calling you Shamar tonight, bro. Okay. Did I lose
Oh yeah,
these?
man, yeah, man. Me there, man. I just my phone did a refresh. I was like, I don't know why. Yeah, man. The most important problem for Jamaica to fix is the midfield. We don't have an engine room. We don't have a creative spark in the middle of the park. We are searching. We are looking around. We don't have that. We don't have solidity in terms of the defensive midfield position either. So we
Mhm.
definitely we need quality in there. We need probably about three players, and we're not gonna have time for them to come in and bed in and get used to this and used to that. We need three quality midfielders minimum to come in and add some punch. As we're gonna be overrun because these teams that we're gonna play against, especially as I said in the Copa, we're talking primarily South American, Central American teams who like put on the ball and knock it around. So we're gonna have problems if we can't do the same or if we can't nullify them. And if defensive midfielder, who is our starting defensive midfielder? You notice that's the backbone for all the
It's
teams
Damian Lowe.
playing
Damian Lowe,
football.
right? Is it? Well,
So that's
okay,
where the
listen,
question is. We don't
Jamaica
know.
Guna. But Jamaica Guna. Jamaica Guna.
No, Damian Lewis a centre half, my bro.
Jamaica Guna. Jamaica Guna. As of the last game that Jamaica played, Damian Lowe is our starting defensive midfielder.
Yeah, but that is your opinion.
No, not my opinion. That was from the player who came on in the second half of the last
Yeah,
game.
but that he didn't start as a central defensive midfielder. I'm asking, who is Jamaica's starting defensive midfielder? That's the question.
Okay,
we don't have that. And we do not have a creative midfielder either. So we're missing two midfielders. We have someone who can run up and down in there, but we don't have a bro, look at every single team. You can Barcelona, name them central defensive midfielder.
I haven't watched Barcelona, bro.
Busquets.
I've been watching in Getafe. I only watch Getafe and
No,
Madrid.
Busquets leave now, or I'm still there?
I don't watch Barcelona. I've been watching Getafe with Greenwood and Real Madrid with Bellingham.
Okay, you watch Real Madrid. Who is Real Madrid's defensive midfielder?
In a way, you know that Bellingham was supposed to play that role.
Yeah, he's supposed to, but he's moved up the pitch.
He moved up the pitch now.
But
so
the local youth from France, him are the defensive midfielder. The local youth from France.
Okay.
Seen?
Okay.
All right. So
let's say Madison. So we can say Madison from Tottenham.
No, Madison is defensive midfielder.
No, Kobe Mano, Manchester United.
Yeah, but Tottenham are good. We're not talking about Tottenham. Tottenham are rock side. So good side we are talking about now. So Manchester City have Rodri. Liverpool have Enzo. Arsenal have Declan Rice. So you can look on the side them and you can see the man the top nine Miguel pitch and dictate the play. You understand? Right. So yeah, right, exactly. So you're looking now at players who can start at the middle of the park, nullify the opponent, and still have ball playing ability to get the attack going. And that's what I talk about. All of these players that I just mentioned have that ability. Every side where you say win a World Cup in the last couple of maybe 8 years or something of, and you know them central defensive midfielder, everything go through them. We not have nothing like that. We not have none. We're going in Copa with none. So we have a car about 4 nice rims on it, well tinted up. You understand? Well kicked down and everything look nice and clean and no engine.
And let me stick up in here. Stick up in there, Jamaica Guna. Mana Valor said Jamal Lowe, JT would fit the attacking midfield role. I don't know. I think the ship sail on Jamal Lowe. I think we have to look past. We don't know what's happening there, Guna. And I think we have to look past Jamal Lowe. Because I think it's both them not calling Jamal Lowe and Jamal Lowe was called. I'm very sure that there were times where Jamal Lowe was called and he put family first. We cannot blame him. I implore anybody who wants to put family first, do that. He put family first. But I will say that Jamal Lowe, I think we have moved past Jamal Lowe, man of valor. So I will move past that. Brando say USA versus Jamaica, Arlington, Texas, section 211 to 215. Reggae Boys come support March 21st. I'll jump to some comment. Phillips and Stewart is the coach cup a tea, not Cephas. Yes, I agree. Cephas gameplay still needs to improve for international level. I think Chucking, I think Faro Chucking might have a point here. I have to be brutally honest with you here, Faro Chucking. I think you might be onto something here in a Chucking. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I think you might be onto something here that Cephas is a player that we need, but he needs to improve as well. Guna, what's the verdict on Cephas?
I agree with you. I agree with you. None at all. Not even close. But first, before I go any further, let me ask you and the commenter as well. what is the basis for saying that you don't think he's ready for international football? What's the
JJ, I
basis?
hear
And
me.
I will give my
Jamaica
basis.
Guna, I'll be right back.
Guna, you hear
Oh,
me?
yeah, MG.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. No, no, with my headphone. So what me just say now pertaining to CFAS. The reason why I'm not 100% sold on CFAS, the 15 minutes that he got with the team, and I think the coach probably said the same thing. Probably the reason why the coach hadn't called him back. The 15 minutes that I saw of him, to me it wasn't impressive. There, you saw a lot of issues. He looked out of place. It couldn't just be nerves, because I mean it's just a one game. It would have been his senior team debut for the national team. So but for me, I don't think he was impressive, to be honest. There were some selection that was made that a lot of persons would probably question. But for me, I don't really see CFAS currently where the squad is right now. I don't see CFAS being a good fit right now, if I'm being honest.
That's crazy. Let me read this super chat. Brando is trolling right now. Brando says Javon East is doing well. Costa Rica with 19 goals in all competition. Should he get another look based on recent form? No. Here what I say with that, Brando, is how many times is Javon East? How many seasons is he gonna play well in Costa Rica and stay in Costa Rica?
Good point. Because he
You-
has
you-
been there for a while now.
The man has been living in Costa Rica. Look like the man find a brownie down there and say him nah left. Like the man just down there. Like Javon East. I think that Javon East is scoring goals, and for me, Javon East is not a striker. Javon East to me would have been a defensive midfielder if I Javon East was younger, because he's very aggressive. You see him shot, but he's very physical. If I was a coach of Javon East, I would have changed his position a long time ago. If Javon East wasn't a striker, Javon East would have gone further in football. I think with his stature, height, he's just not a fit for the modern striker. So I think the ship has sailed on Javon East, Brando. I don't think there's no room in this Jamaica national team for a Javon East. So anything on that Jamaica Guna and Shavon.
Before I get on the Javan East, let me just go back to the where am there? The way that discussed me prior.
CFAS.
Do it from jungle, man. It just slipped me a while ago.
Fifas.
See if that's
CFAS.
right. So CFAS now. CFAS. Let's go. Let's get on C. Let's get on the CFAS situation. Cool. Now
Mm.
there's a baller called when I mean I play at Jamaica over there and then him get one contract and gone somewhere anyway.
What
Small
was it?
baller. When name again? He play for Portmore, man. So him did there. Him the man where skip over and tilt over and become a meme. That man has had
Oh,
way
Lamar
more
Walker.
chances in the Jamaica national team. We have our JPL players, Lamar Walker. We have JPL players in the national team, and we can't have CFAS in the national team who burn up JPL and has gone on. I think he's in Turkey now, and he's doing well.
But come
A
on, Guna,
Europa
that's
League
not the
player.
same. Guna,
Hold on,
that's
and
not,
I'm
not
done my
the
time.
same
Me never
Jamaica.
interrupt you. No, I never interrupt you. Me talk. When una talk, una thing, una me tell you, give me the perspective why he should not be there, and all you
No,
not tell
no,
me just una tell
me
me some
not say that,
hyperbolical thing with that.
Guna.
Me not tell you no facts. The man is a bigger baller than man who have got invited, and the man hasn't got no chance, and he's supposed to get chance because he is a bigger baller than them because he's been seen by not just me, because I want scout, not you, Kayana want scout, not Shaban,
Yeah.
because Shaban want scout. Scouts across the world. He done well in the league that he went there in Europe in when him there when did they again?
Macedonia.
One of them
Macedonia.
smaller leagues there.
Macedonia.
He got bought
Macedonia.
Macedonia, sorry. He got bought from Macedonia to Turkey, and una gonna tell me say him not in his side, but some man will get whole heap of chance and never do nothing. Cause him
I never say so,
play
Guna.
for Jamaica how much? time I remember beating.
No, Goon, I remember I was the one who said it, you know. It's not
So when I
JT.
say worst
I
players
did.
have gotten involved, I think this is beyond football, bro.
I didn't say that, Guna.
Yeah,
I
you me?
can agree with you. Yeah, Guna, I can agree with you. But what I'm saying is when Lamar Walker them can't touch this Jamaica team now. You're muted in a Guna. Lamar Walker them
What
can't
you
see
mean
this
by
a
him can't
team.
take Jamaica team now? Is
Lamar
it
Walker
5 years ago
can't
did
make
he play for Jamaica and recently man play?
even water buckle Lamar Walker can't carry for this Jamaica team, brother.
The last time he played for Jamaica was a
No, sir.
little no man, the last game he played for Jamaica was a friendly them against what, the Trinidad friendly?
Yeah,
In that the
Trinidad.
two Trinidad when it wasn't the first team, it would have been the JPL players and then some the youth players them from England. So it wasn't the FIFA window friendlies that he had played.
This current
Lamar
team that we have, we need reserves. In terms of wingers, we have a right winger. The best right winger we have is Leon Bailey. If you want to play Bobby Reid as a right winger, then fine. But if you want to play Bobby Reid as a cam, then the best right winger we have away from Leon Bailey is who? Not Karim
Ronaldo,
Paris.
Ronaldo Cephas.
Cephas is the best right back, right wing. Sorry. So why he's the best following Bailey? So why him not in the side?
Guna, me agree say Cephas fi inna the side. As somebody write that the comment, you know, so them don't think that Cephas is ready for Inter. He is ready now.
No, but
Mama
what
say
Shaban said this while you were away a while ago. Shaban said you
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
what I
he's
say.
ready
It's not.
either.
That's what I say. It's not JT's me say it. So those say Uno.
Yeah,
And me
you do
say
say.
it.
Sorry, did chip out all again. I never that you not wanna say. I'm gonna see out
Yeah,
a move.
yeah,
as
man.
I
Can me
say,
agree with you, bro? I agree. I think
Yes, so Shaban, you are when me want to talk to them, cause bro, big man thing, me not understand why him not fit in his side and some other man where get be a chance in his side. Why Cephas not fit in his side? Paris get in his side, bro, and Paris is playing in a must space. Azerbaijan, the man play ball, bro. The man lean from loan from Dynamo Kiev and gone to Azerbaijan. That mean him gone down the leagues, not up.
yeah, but Paris isn't.
And we
Remember
have a
that
player
Cephas.
who has transitioned from Macedonia to Turkey, which is the highest. Turkey is actually a really, really, really good league.
Yeah,
So give me a
Guna,
justification.
I am not saying that. All I'm saying is that the appearance that he had, even though it was just 15 minutes, there were some things that because I heard person saying that he had a good game, but honestly, to me, it wasn't a good game for him in that game. I think he looked lost. He looked like a JPL player. No disrespect to the JPL. So
Yeah.
that's my reason for saying. I'm
And
not the coach.
I would counter that and say, Dijon Whisper Richards, the last game he played for Jamaica, he looked last on the field as well. Would you said we not for call back Dijon Whisper Richards either?
Whisper never
With
on the
using
field
your
last
logic?
game
I
he
would
played.
say that Dujan Whisper doesn't get a call back for Jamaica until he's playing football.
Yeah.
And I agree with that.
So, all right. So, what I am saying in Oguna, I am not saying that Cephas doesn't deserve it. What I'm just saying is that based on everything that has transpired so far, because remember, I am not the coach. My honest opinion, what I saw from him, I wasn't impressed with what I saw from him when he came on the field. So,
Oh,
but
Cephas, the man only
yeah,
get
I
about
wasn't
3 minutes, Javon.
15 minutes him get one.
But it was a different 15 minutes. They come like 3 minutes, brother. Come on,
No,
Javon.
I get. As I say, I am not the coach. My
Yeah, we
honest
know
opinion,
none
I
of we are not the
wasn't.
coach, but we are just
As I
opinion.
said,
We are opinion givers, my father. We none
yeah.
of we
So
are not the
I said,
coach.
my
So
honest
that is not the cop
opinion,
out. We know you are not the coach. Give your
as
opinion,
I
but I come talk about you are not the
as I
coach.
said,
We know you are not the coach.
based off what I saw, I
Mm-hmm.
was not impressed. I
Yeah.
was not impressed. And then
Okay,
based
cool.
off what happened after the fact that he wasn't selected,
Yeah.
maybe he's not in the car. Remember, the coach had said it. It was Miran Garden who actually gave him Cephas his name, so he wasn't aware of him. So maybe John Wall himself hadn't done any scout on the player that much. So maybe the coach when the coach brought him in, saw him in
Yeah.
training probably wasn't that impressive. Gave him the 15-minute run. Again, for me, it wasn't that impressive. So maybe the coach did the same thing. So I'm saying for me,
What
I
about
just
the
don't
youth
see
there
it.
from Salernitana?
Who? Him?
Sure.
Javante Stewart.
Trevor.
Brother, not even
Has Shazante Stewart looked impressive since he's been called up for the national team?
but we
As
don't
Stewart,
impressive
he's
in
not
any
coming
game
no,
at
he
all?
hasn't. He
he's not
hasn't.
coming back. He's not
No,
coming back.
That's my
he
point.
hasn't. He
My
hasn't
point is they
looked.
can't use 15 minutes to judge a baller, bro. That's my point. That's the point I'm trying to get to. 15 minutes is not enough to judge a baller and say he doesn't deserve
Yeah,
a
but
call up because
all right. So
I'm
the
missing and
so all
dashing it.
right,
Listen,
all right. So the
well,
all
I'm bro.
right.
Let me show you a vibe. Let me show you a vibe what's going on in Jamaica football. In case you don't know, because a lot of people are looking at it because, all right, in my work, what me do, if me say certain things to you, it sound like an alien me I talk to you. You don't know what me I say. I say, no man, not no go sir, I saw it go father. That joke I make, man. I say, no man, I saw it go man. But because you're on the outside of my job, you're a fan. So you so your perspective is gonna be from a fan perspective. You see, if you're a person with on the internals, you gotta understand it. And when me I say to you, you gotta get it. So me and you can hold a conversation and another man stand up right side of me and the man side of me don't know what we are talking about. They might totally disagree with what we said a while ago. But in reality, we attack because we know how so it actually go. There are multiple things happening within the selection of Jamaican players that a lot of people are actually not aware of. Now, me have a look at Birdie can show me a look at one and two look at vibes. And me no know the person. I can tell me 100% of everything. Cause them don't know 100%. But me I show you this. This is how Jamaica football system work. It work off a recommendation time thing and not at the times. Recommendation. So you have a man that put your name in the pot. If your name in the pot, you can be selected. If your name not in the pot, you will not be selected. Then you have a man that come and nudge in the ears and say, remember, me tell you about that come here, you know. Remember, human beings we are talking about, you know, we have corruption in them, you know, bro. So you have a man that forward and a nudge a come man. Bro, me say man like Christopher Pearson and them man, they come from Manning Cup. It never was the biggest baller in a Manning Cup and get called for national side, you know, brother. You understand me, I say, where is he now?
Yeah. I think the politics was a bit more rampant then. And
No,
it was
it's always been that way, my G. No, it's always been that way. It's always been that way. I'm a supporter of Waters, and there was a baller that we used to have named Kevin Lamy. When Kevin Lamy was at 20-year-old was the leading goal scorer in the Premier League. And the coach at the time was a coach, something that Brown. And that coach decided that he was not gonna pick him for the national team and was not gonna pick him for the under 20 because them say him too big for the under 20 and him too small for the national team. So it's a corruption has been a part of Jamaica's national football program for a long time. It's nudge. You have some players from certain teams who will be totally overlooked, and another player who will be pushed and his name dropped in the pot. And then now, this is the cop out. My uncle can select who in the pot. But we know say uno nudge who no one in the pot. So uno say, oh, we only can select from the 60 players that are in the pot. But brother, uno now put the right 60 in there. Uno done rig the game from before the selection happen. Uno rig the game from the putting of the pot go on. And then easy back now when the selection happen now, it's all right. Yo, me I put in 15 of my players them in the pot and yeah, and that's the thing there, bro. So a whole heap of little under and tactics are going within the selection of the Jamaica team. You have a youth who mash up Shaman Nichols mash up Premier League, National Premier League. See? And cut. Boom, go for it. Even Karim Paris, I see him thing me that said. Karim Paris mash up Premier League and take away. See? Them youth that will leave out of the league at them with fear look pan. The youth them with other eyeballs outside where it's not black, gold and green.
Yeah. We lost Jamaica Guna there for a bit. People, so remember this is a Q&A show tonight where we are answering all questions in the comment section. As I said, tonight is comment section centric. We're focusing on the comment section. Yeah, we're gonna bring you back in Guna because you cut out and we're gonna let you continue. Just making a quick plug. People, thank you everybody who just joined in. Jairus, everybody, IT, Push, everybody who joined in. Thank you, people. It's a Q&A. So tonight we want to answer all your questions. As we said, the last few nights, the show has been more panel focused. Tonight, we want to focus on the subscribers and everybody in the comment section tonight. And we're going through all your questions. Jamaica Guna, I think you want to pick up where you left off there.
Where did I chip out?
You said star up the league and go somewhere.
Yeah,
You say we need to look at the players them outside.
Yeah, I'm saying we have a semi-professional league, not a professional league, meaning that the players them don't live off of football. Yeah, so them have to work and play ball. Enough of the man them work and play ball. So enough of the big baller them in a Jamaica in a Premier League, boom, boom, boom. They work at some hotel, they work at some other place, and play business house. Cool. All right. No, the point I'm trying to make is this: when we have players that excel in our semi-professional league and they move out of our semi-professional league. Let's say it's a right winger that move out of our semi-professional league and he move and he get seen by a different color eyeball from a black, gold, and green eyeball, and he move to a different league. Those are the players who are supposed to get first preference. But that's not the case in Jamaica. The case in Jamaica, okay, the man are gone. Now we could look for the next best thing in the JPL. And those players will get invited. And those players, remember, them youth are just there, what they are, and them left, And them forget first preference. Once them go out there, and them forget first preference. We look on them first and develop them first. Bring them in a system first because they are now moved out a half a, them now move out of a half a house and gone in a full house. They move out a semi house and gone in airboy. They move out a semi house and gone in a full house. You always might try to say to you, bro G. So that is when I said to you, say these players will leave our league, and especially a player such as Cephas, who did his time in Macedonia, and then left Macedonia and went to Turkey. That means he moved up league, like a Shamar Nicholson did. They're moving up league. And them players that were for war with call-ups to the national team. Not some man who are playing in some obscure league in some part, or some man who they right to because them fly cheap. You always might try to say to you, bro G. And them man, they forget the preference. Cephas is the best right winger, second best right winger we have available to us. And even if he doesn't fit in the system on a particular match, bring him back every single time, so make him fit in the system. Because he's the second best player. He's playing at the level where we're a professional league there. But we're gonna dash him where and we're gonna pick up a man playing Azerbaijan and put him over him instead. Our man will play Malta, our man will play Macedonia or some other different place. And we're gonna put over the man playing at the bigger league instead. We have 3 different eyeball look for him. Turkey eyeball, Macedonia eyeball don't look for them already and say, boy, you're bigger than the league. Go on over, so go make some bigger food. And the dog move up. And them you if in at the side, me G. And that is the thing where the pot is there and the man will put certain players in the pot and ignore other players that they don't want in the pot, including UK invitees too. Because this is not about the betterment of Jamaica for enough people, bro. Enough man love man dog. Them don't love Jamaica. Them rather a cheer for your man. So when Jamaica out there play, there's a man them a cheer for them. Now play for cheer for Jamaica. So if the man they score, yeah, are the greatest thing in the world. But if Jamaica lose, boy, Jamaica lose and them shouldn't have that mania. Cause a man them a cheer for. Them for a cheer for the team. And we enough of the people not looking for the betterment of Jamaica's football. If they will be looking for the better players that Jamaica have, not just them friend. You get me?
Yeah, all right. Thank you, dear Guna. We're gonna bring in Dub Up, and you're gonna take this question because anybody join the panel, you have to take some of the questions from the fans tonight. It's a Q&A.
Okay, no problem.
Andrew Moore says, Dub Up, what about, I think he's saying Kira Anderson in the midfield. How do you feel about Kira Anderson? You think he needs more time, or you think he's ready to go? Where does he slot in for you here?
Yeah, considering that he was on the bench at the game in Canada, and the coach chose to use Damian Law in the middle. I don't think the coach have any faith in him, so I wouldn't use him right now.
What about Javon East? To state this next question, JT, you need to watch East again. You're using old brush, Mark the man, just like we did Hector. Furthermore, if he is comfortable performing and being paid well, you can't blame him. I agree with that, but I was saying, Double, that the ship has sailed on Javon.
Yeah. Let me answer that, right? Based on the position that he played, which is I would imagine he's a striker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So most time we're gonna choose 2 strikers. So I can't see him being in the team over Boza or Mikel Antonio. I can't see him. So right now I can't see him in the team.
Who would you put him in the team for, Brando? Who would you put Javon East in this Jamaica team for? Because like we have Devonte Cole coming in, Shamar is on form, Mikel Antonio is recovering. Who does Javon East make this team? If Cephas can make the team, you think Cephas can Javon East can make this team? I don't really think so. Let me run through some comments till me find one that needs question. JFF didn't want to pay Cephas fair man, Devilman, economics. I can agree there. To the person that thinks Cephas, how many chances BL get and still haven't played his best game for Jamaica, in my opinion, but he still keeps getting calls. I think he's talking about Leon Bailey here. Dub up and then I think Guna already answered this. Guna them need a new question. So as you can hear, Guna was saying that Sifa should be in this team. DJ Gigs Exquisite is saying that Leon Bailey and those guys got a lot of more opportunities to play. And hence Sifa should also.
Can I make a comment about what the statement Guna made just now? All right. Based on I listened to Guna, right? And based on what he's saying, I think he's saying there's some partiality in the squad, right? But looking at the players, right, that's in the squad, I can't see any player in the squad that shouldn't be there. You know, honestly. And if him can point out one or two to me, can you point out one or two to me, Guna, based on the last game?
Not based on the last game. Remember, you know, we're not talking about just one game. We're talking about should a player be invited back? And what I was talking to Shavan about was he got a one run in and then him to get called back again. And they took a long while to call the player before. Remember, as I say, within the context is a player we have excelling at the local level, then moved up, score a whole heap of goal boy in the JPL, mash up the JPL, then moved up to Macedonia, mash up Macedonia, then moved up to Turkey now. And he's doing well playing European League, I think it's European League or Conference, one of them. Right? And we're not calling that player, but we're calling some players from around one part around us because it's a cheap flight. Me just call when him there Macedonia, them call him a Walker.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Perfect sense.
You know, so and the other day, them put on Phillips and they put on Phillips as a winger.
Yeah, but
them put on Demaro Phillips as a winger.
Yeah, you have some good point. I have to agree with that. But all right, but listen, right? Lacuna, I think going forward, I can't see us in the team. Because remember this, right? Remember most time we go with 4 wingers, right? And we have to put Bailey in front of him. We have to put Gray in front of him. We have to also put
potential Reese Nelson.
Yeah, we have to put them, and we have to put where one of the Fulham the name again?
Bobby Reed.
We have to put Bobby Reed in front of him. So
yeah,
it's where I'm going now.
All right, okay. Let me put this to you now.
Let me just make my last statement. You see, the more game we play, it get harder and harder to make the team. And that happen.
And I agree with you. I'm 1000% in agreement with the way, sir. Here's where my problem lies. Somebody just corrected me and saying he's playing left wing now at his club in Turkey. All right, that is Cephas. We're not gonna have Gray. Who are you gonna call to play left wing?
Well, if me did the coach, this Moda play Bailey on the left and play Bobby Reed on the right. That Moda do.
Okay, and who are going to be your substitutes in those positions?
Well, Muda, based on what happening now, considering that them are again not available. Muda call Cephas.
So that me I talk about?
Yeah,
talk about, you know. Remember, we have no problem when we have excellent players in front of a specific player, because one player, you know, like 5 players can occupy the same place. My problem is them don't want to put the ball in the pool.
If when I come on stream going, I'm not come for debate, I come for have discussion and alongside each other. And if me and your reason and your opinion makes sense, me not go there try fight you down, brother.
Yeah, that's my problem. That's my issue. You know, we have good players now, right? We're increasing in quality, and me love that. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
As me said, me not cheer. You know, me look on the bigger picture and say, yo, bro. If we have, because I ultimately this is what I would want. I would want Jamaica to have 4 top-level strikers, 6 top-level wingers, and about 10 top-level midfielders.
Yeah, so
that is ultimately me that one.
Yeah. So
if injuries happen, suspensions happen, like in the case with Shaman Nichols, he's gonna miss the next Nations League game, the semi-finals. If injuries happen, we can bring in another quality player to replace that player who understands the system and so on. So ultimately, you'd have to have 2-3 players in each position. You know what I mean? Me that right have like 10 midfielders where we can choose from. But we know say the man has some solid man. We can, if one injured or one suspended, we can carry another man. And we can move around. You know what I mean?
And Guna, this youth right here, Ricardo Thomas, Jaros, I was wondering how this youth get in a Jamaica side. If that pick wasn't politics, nothing was.
Who that?
The one youth to play, must see they play right back when Paul Hall did it, and him did like have one.
JD, we are go forward, man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what you know notice, right?
It was
left back. Him never good. He was one of the worst players Missy play for Jamaica.
Look where man, a lot of people now notice it. Taxi now get picked, nobody no miss him. Maps now get picked, nobody no miss him. Our little boy from where they are New York, Red Bull name. When him again?
Gray.
No Gray, man.
Trevon Gray.
No, man, where they are Red Bull, man. Not. Burke. And nobody no miss him. So we are outgrow people easily.
Yeah, man, we are outgrow. We agree with you, though, but I agree. Guess why me touch back on the point there? When the Ricardo Thomas was linked to Guna's point with Lamar Walker. So I say Lamar Walker them can't carry water for this team.
Yeah, but Jamaican going to strengthen your point. Me and you have one thing in common, brother. Jamaica, our ball and no individual.
Yeah, bro, 100%.
Yeah, man. Tonight we just discuss, as we said tonight in a double up. It's a Q&A.
Yeah, man. That's why I am agreeing. You know, so I could proceed now.
Yeah, so me read through so comment. Somebody Andrea Moore said, me disagree with Guna, Me think the coach will look for players where him like despite the influence. And I would agree with this comment. No, I think that this coach is looking for players who fit what his idea of a team is. I would agree with Guna in the past that other coaches were influenced and prompted to pick players that they think were necessary to get picked. But right now, I think that this coach is picking players that fit his team, I think. Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Fresh, who is Mr. Fresh? You have something to say, Mr. Fresh? Unmute your mic.
I just tuned in, so I don't know the conversation.
So you tune in.
Well, what was the question? I don't know.
Okay, all right. So, but you're not listening to the show?
I just came on. I was cooking some dinner.
So, Mr. Fresh, you should I listen to the show first and catch up the topic then you forward?
Yeah, listen. All right, make sure you
listen. My bad.
Yeah, so Mr. Fresh, the link is gonna be there always. So just listen to it and catch up, and then you can jump back on Zin.
All right, cool.
All right, my boss. Blessings. We have Cataract also on the panel as well. It costs too much money to bring Cephas from Turkey. That was also a thing. Jero says same thing with Whisper. Brando says, okay, he's talking to Mr. He said some people did only watch the team because of Whisper. I can agree. Second best actually left play at Turkey. All right. Did you watch Lambiki's interview? Says we need experience in the midfield, and this can be a sub. We'll start with Jamaica Guna, and then we go right to double up and Cataract. Jamaica Guna, Kira Anderson. We saw the player in a short stint. He looked pretty good to me. He looked like a player who could have got more playing time. Is he just a thing where the coach might think still young? He's not ready to give me the work rate that I need, and I'm not confident in him yet. What's your opinion on that?
My opinion on Anderson, I think Anderson is a good baller. I don't know why he's not getting more game time in the team. And I don't, to respond to the previous thing, I don't think the coach is beyond.
We lost Jamaica Guna there. Double up.
Yeah, let me chime in. All right, like honestly, okay, he played one game against, I think he played 2 games, but he started.
He played a half. He came on in a half, right?
But he started against Guyana, right? Guyana. I think. Not Guyana, Grenada. I think
you're right. And he came on in the second half of a game.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, and came on in the second half, and then I think he can get another like 10 or 15 minutes
in the next game. But in the Grenada game, he played good, but at the same time, he was good, but he wasn't like drop dead like time. You know what I mean? So to me, him have potential, but JT, what me? All right, me, I'm not a coach, but me can just apply my common sense. You see, the midfield position, it is a very mental, position to play. And considering say he's only 18, I think the coach might think he need more development to trust him. And we must remember that he's playing in like League Two. So if the coach have a midfielder we are playing at the championship or League One, I think the coach will have more likely take a chance with those midfielder and keep on building him for the future. That's what I would think.
Yeah, hear me now?
Yeah. We're gonna catch you back up there again. Go ahead, Cataract, on this Kira and this. Why do you think that Kira and this is you think the coach is just not confident in him? He doesn't think he's ready, or because he has been in and out of the squad as well at Charlton.
So, Kira Anderson, right? Oh no, I'm not taking something, but I'm not like it.
Your mic is muffled, Cataract. It's sound off tonight.
Yeah, hear me now? No, I'm on my phone.
Okay, yeah, we are here a little bit better now.
Okay.
Yes.
So now you're an echo.
It's because you have two profile in the thing now, two profile you have on in the back screen.
Delete one of them.
Okay, me just never want to kick out one and it end up kicking you out or something. I don't know. Just jump off and jump on back, Cataract. Remove this one from the studio. Yes, go ahead now, Guna. So till Cataract get his things out. Kira and this, what do you think? What's happening?
Man, I think it was okay. It was not. He didn't super impress me, but he never was a total dud either. He was okay. He wasn't super impressive. He was just okay and basic. He can be one for the future. I don't believe in players being, a player too young, and no, we have 20-year-olds playing in the World Cup, 19-year-olds playing in the World Cup. Me not buy that for better teams than Jamaica. So me not buy that something there. If he's good enough, he's old enough. So if him good enough, if he forward in, I see him dominate the midfield, show him in there. You understand me? I said that is my belief personally. I think we as Jamaicans need to move away. We are too obsessed with age. Javan East in question, he's 28 years old. If he's banging in goals at Saprissa, which is one of the best teams in Costa Rica, and is a better team than the JPL team in Mboya, call him up if you think him can do something.
We're going to get into the Javan East thing next, because I think you just did an abomination to God. Go ahead, Cataract.
You can disagree, agree in my opinion.
I want this up for discussion with everybody, Guna. Because me feel like the one they need to be discussed. Cataract,
I'm not running no goals. How much goal him score for the season? How much 8 goal him score?
19. But we are jump over the place. Guna. We are talk midfield. So where do you try out Javan East in the defensive midfield?
No, brother. We never talked about it. We discussed Javan East previously, and I didn't get to respond to the question because I did chip out. You weren't here as a parent.
Segue into that one going on next. So we're gonna
I'm different thing already. So Cataract, your time now. As I go on, you feel like Cataract can't bad me up enough.
No, man. I'm going to tell you something flying to RDX down way deep down in one box, be a cobweb there on it. But
Cataract, let's go.
The girls, them like it. So, here we go. Kira Anderson, Rolls Royce of a defensive midfielder, but the car just start build. You understand? Training wheels. But I believe that in another 10 years, if I'm alive, he's one of the men that will lift the World Cup with Jamaica. Trust me. I'm going to tell you. But defensive midfield is one of those positions.
In 10 years, Cataract. He's not going to be like 30.
Kira is barely 18. He'll be 28.
He'll be 28. Okay.
Yeah. And he might be around 20 years till 38, like Thiago Silva. But listen, it's a defensive midfield is a position you have to learn. It takes time, years, and experience. It's like fine wine. You understand? The problem with Jamaica is, and I like a player named Malachi Douglas. So in my head, like in my dreaming, I look forward to when they are both mature and we can have a midfield with Malachi Douglas and Kira Anderson run the thing. So the future look good. But for right now, he has to be the coach has to take time and bring him in because Jamaican people very savage, you know. And if there are no, trust me, there's Isaac Hayden and then nobody, right? The other people are older, Jordan Cousins, someone someone reached the grandfather stage grant, so them can't help with in the World Cup to come. And then you have a big jump down to K-Roy Anderson, Brandon Cover. I don't hear we talk about him, but I believe Brandon Cover is currently a more developed CDM than K-Roy Anderson. And that is the player. If I was throwing my weight behind somebody to work with, it would be Brandon. He's now the captain of Leicester under 21. I'm watch a youth league. A couple games called Leeds play in the youth Premier League thing, so the North. So I get to see him a couple times, not no whole heap of time, but he's probably the more accomplished CDM in terms of he has everything. He scores goals, he drives up the park, and he has a lot of fight and bite in him. Because a pit bull you want down there, say. But K-Roy is not too far behind, honestly. But it's whether we are able to wait as Jamaicans. So for me, I see three in the future: K-Roy, Brandon Cover, Malachi Douglas, and then you have Big John Russell. We're not a favorite of John Russell, right? But he's 4 years older than them, so it's not like he was a old man. What, 23? So it'll take time. Are we gonna wait and build with it? That is the question. But for the Nation League, you're already calling K-Roy, so I believe that you just have to continue with him. My boy, they're from the MLS, from Clarendon. Oh, God. Names that Kevin Lambert. It's really what the coach want. You get me? So the coach have to mix and max and mix and match and decide on a pair and just stick with it. But there are two things I'm sure of. Damian Lowe is not the answer. Neither is Joel Latimer there. Those two I'm very sure of.
Let me skip now to go back to Siobhan and then to Jamaica Guna. Javon East. I thought that ship has sailed. I don't know. I see, but Brando is saying that, and Brando, we're just discussing it. I personally thinking the bringing in a Javon East right now is reverting back to the days of Jamaican football that we want to get past. That's just my point of view on that. I don't care how much goal he's banging in. He's just not gonna. I just don't see it. He's coming into a team where it's gonna be difficult for him to really stand out. Go ahead, Siobhan.
For me, Javan East, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, I share the sentiments with Javan East. I think for me, for him to be reconsidered, I think he would have to be doing it at a different league. As much as the Costa Rican league is not any joke league, it is better than the JPL. And to be fair, I don't believe there's anybody in the JPL right now that I think is good enough to make the national senior team. So I don't believe Javan is, especially with the strikers that we have. I don't see Javan is getting over any of them right now either. I don't even think he's over Romario Williams either. And we've all kind of agreed that Romario Williams is not at that level right now either. So for me, I wouldn't select Japanese either, to be honest.
Okay, Guna, Javon East. Brando is on a campaign tonight. The Javon East. Don't know what going.
Me could do a quick Google search. Me never see when him score 19 goals for Saprissa a while ago still. Me don't know if Google need to update Wikipedia. But it says something like 4 goals or something like that. But it wasn't 18 goals. It wasn't 19 goals or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah.
But when he plays for Jamaica, I haven't seen anything that was impressive to me personally. But if we're short of strikers, I would call Romario Williams, because I think Romario Williams had good games for Jamaica. He came on and he had the impressive cameos for Jamaica. I haven't seen that from Javan East, to be honest. But we still with that. But that's where our eye ball for there. The man at 28, bro. You talk like the man at 55, and the man are playing a better league than JPL. Don't be too surprised if you see the youth from Waterhouse and score
No,
the bag
but
of goal. Don't be surprised if you see it.
Guna. I don't know if you think me have to, what I said. I believe Romario Williams is at a higher level than him right now, and we've all
I
kind
believe
of
that as well.
yeah. And I never said. I said I don't believe there's anybody in the
No,
gym.
and
I
you
never
may
said
attack
anybody.
with the age thing, man. A JTL may attack, man. Because JTL I
Oh,
said, John, no stars are bomb in the air.
No,
But
it's not just the age Guna. It's just his performance for Jamaica, and I just don't.
okay,
I'm not a fan of the player in
all
this
right, that's
team.
cool. Saprissa, 2022 to present, 14 appearances, 5 goals. So me don't know it maybe need to update, but it says he's 28 years old, born on March 22, 1995. And he currently is a Jamaican professional footballer who plays a striker in Liga FPD for club Saprissa. Saprissa is, I think, is the best club. It's the big club in a well, a big baller play for Saprissa in a Costa Rica. A big baller side. But as I said, I don't think he fits in. But as I said, barring injury or whatever, maybe. But based on the numbers I'm just say a while ago, no, I don't want to see him in the Jamaica side.
All right, good. Cataract, Javan East. They say look to the east, but at this time I would.
No, I hear up now. I shop at Go West, down on Constance Road. Go West. That's all I have to say. Go West.
So no east.
Yeah, man. Them have the authentic jeans and them things. Yeah, man. I shop at Go West. So I am not saddled to the east. You understand? I'm not saddling to no east. Look here. The only way I would be supportive of Javon is coming into the national program is when we play in Costa Rica away and him can drive him car, go to the game and the training, and we can use the money there and top up for make sure CFS can get a first class ticket from Turkey. Yeah, that's the contribution I think Javon can make. If you can drive, go Honduras too, in a 23, so we can make a next saving. Yeah, so he's a saving baller, but go west, not saddle to the east.
Dan, Javan East.
With Javanese now, you see, as long as a baller perform to a level where we need the national team, we're gonna need a player there. If more performance that level there, yeah, we can call him. Or the performance we need.
But
And
what
about
level is he performing at?
well, I don't know. I don't know. So
So we are saying,
people, we would have hear about it. We would have see clippings on Instagram and them thing they already on the page.
clippings here use pick baller.
No, but you would have just like when Nichols Bowser them a score goal, we have see the post them. We have see the other thing them about the rest of the ball of them. But
the
may I
difference
say as
club.
long as him a
Which club
perform,
balls are they, Dan?
huh?
Which club balls are they?
Yeah, but the Bowser post on him page. At the P of the Jamaican pages them on Instagram, I follow up all of the ball of them and post but all of the Jamaican ball of them. So the thing is, me not watch him. But may I say with the team, as long as a man a perform and if he can get a call up and him a break records where him there, take a look in cause the team weak. That's the point where I say and about name baller.
So you don't care about the position and the number of players in the depth chart. Because who would you bring in? Who you gonna bring in Javan is in this team over?
No, me who I don't know who him could have bring over right now. I don't know.
So then, what me not understanding, Dan?
Yeah,
Let me know where you stand. Which side of the river you upon?
No, you ask me about Javan East. I'ma tell you say if a baller perform and the country need him, we can call him. I never say oh him better than this or who. But just give an explanation. But long as we need a baller him a perform in the position there, I will need the striking force, give him a call up.
So JT,
Yeah.
if you remember a couple of days ago, I think it was like a couple of days ago, we did a talk like a ball in between of the politics. And some man was talking about Jamal Lowe. I said Jamal Lowe only have 5 goals in our championship. And then I want him. All of a sudden we want a man with 5 goals in a Costa Rica. When we look at I told you Andre Gray must have 6 goals in
Saudi Arabia.
14 games in a Saudi Arabia. Man say, yeah, what kind of 6 goals? 6 goals I got. Oh, now man with 6 goals. Where? All of a sudden, 4 goals in 5 goals in a Costa Rica. And we're having a discussion.
To be fair,
It's not a
Cataract is
topic,
only
Dan.
one.
It's not a
It's
topic, Dan.
It's only one person who say Cataract, to be fair. So not everybody.
Brandon,
No, but so then why we having a topic? Why big man are discuss cartoons, bro?
because we have to respect the commenter did use his super chat and he gave $5 to
Oh,
put
he uses super chat.
yeah, so we
You
respect
know,
that.
you know, so I'm gonna get a US credit card, so I can just put $5.50 and just take down them.
Yeah, but Cataract, we have to have freedom of speech, you know. People can
Of
express
course, you have
themselves.
freedom of speech. Of course, you have freedom of speech. But I also know from my grandmother, so man, now you argue with a madman. Because when the people them a look at them, can't tell the difference.
You got a granny
Javan
again.
East, you know when Javan East come up on my phone, me I watch one reels, one shorts, we say the worst misses ever in a football. And me I see some man, and then me see the one where Javan East miss the ball. When the man them roll the thing slow motion, the ball the depth of the line, you know.
But
If
Cataract,
Javan,
all right, what you that's about a man? Well, all right, well that's a Cataract. And where you see in a Malachi Douglas with other people not see? Because
but I see,
him
but I
never
see
even
Malachi Douglas.
last season Manning Cup was his final season. So he might one of the oldest player in the Manning Cup. And he didn't stand out. So where you see him where you feel like him is a future prospect for Jamaica senior team? You know, so people can define
You answer the question I asking it.
all right, go on.
But he is technically sound, meaning he has a good first touch. His passing is accurate. He reads the game well. Would need to work on his tackling. And he had goal scoring last year and the year before. I'd love to see him score some more goals, but that's not what I'm really looking for a CDM. So I see something in the player.
Right.
And I believe if given a consistent run in under 20, under 23, I believe he will develop. I believe if he's put alongside a K-Ry Anderson and Brandon Cover, I believe the 3 of them will grow together into a formidable midfield trio.
That will be ready.
Team. Yeah, they'll be ready. If they're not 100% ready for 2026, they'll be ready for 2030.
Right.
Sometimes in Jamaica we just want already done. Sometimes you have to soak the peas, bro, before you cook the rice and peas. So just make the CDM peas go and soak. You understand?
So Cataract.
That's just what is there.
Which league am I playing now?
I'm a trainer Phoenix.
Douglas.
No, he is attached to Phoenix Academy now. But before that, he was playing in the JPL.
Wait. Malachi, they're Phoenix now?
Yeah, and then
yes,
Junior for the record.
Hold on. The man asked me a question, I answer.
Okay.
He played for last Premier League, the team that got relegated when the PFLG.
No, man. He had left. No, he left Chapelton. He went to. He was at Dumbeholding.
Hold on, man. Jesus Christ! I said he was playing for the team that got relegated, Chapelton Maroons. He moved on, so he has been playing in the JPL Jamaican Guna, right? One of the few schoolboys that played in the JPL.
And
And when
he
he was
really start, just to let you know, he really
Hold
start.
on, Cataract.
he
Hold on,
really
Cataract.
started at Chapelton Maroons.
No,
Are
at
you
Hold on,
mad?
Cataract.
Are
Hold
you
on,
mad?
Cataract. Hold on. He left Chapelton Maroon last January when they released Lenny from the club, and he went to Dunby Holden. So he finished last season's JPL at Dunby Holden. He
Okay,
didn't
so
finish at Chapelton Maroon.
I didn't say he finished at Chapelton Maroons. Where did you hear me say that?
Sheban,
I
was
said
he a regular starter?
at Chapelton Maroons, he started the
No,
season
I'm
at
talking
Chapelton
about
Maroons.
at Dunble Holden.
No,
No,
he wasn't a regular starter at
no.
Dunby Holden.
What are you name? We're having the blonde that I'm here. Was really the CDM. Older guy, about 30 so. Good CDM too. No, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't know if it's Fabian McCarthy coming to my head, but he was behind. There was a really good player there, decent, but you know. So the answer is he has been playing in the JPL. If you were to look at many of the youths called up for this under 20 thing that's took place, he would have been one of them, probably in the top 5 with the most JPL minutes. That's the fact. It happens to be over 2 clubs. And you are
How old
correct.
is he? Cataract, how old is he now?
19. So if
Okay.
he's in the under 20,
No, he's not a part of the under 20 team though.
He's not.
he
He's
was.
too old.
No, he
So,
can't play. He's too
Oh,
old
he
for the
can't
under
play. He
23.
can't play. He can't
all
play the
right,
year.
all right,
Okay.
all
Well,
right.
he's 19.
Based on listening to Cataract and everything, and I would this is how me have to put it. Cataract must have seen something in Malachi Douglas that a lot of good scouts and very good coach from all over the world don't see. Because the top scout come at Jamaica, them see him. So I imagine them no club overseas no want him. So Cataract might just see something in that young man that a lot of people don't see.
No, Double. To be fair,
Wow.
the season before, he had a lot of eyes.
Wow.
This season, his performance but he still has interest. Because
Okay.
I think a few of the Clarendon players, the ones who aren't, I think most of them are actually going overseas soon. What I heard, but it's not a definitive answer yet. Still, but I know a few of them will be leaving soon. But Malachi, he has had interest from overseas. It's just that
Last season.
So here again, double. Whether it be politics or football, you just come with some misinformation, doc.
No. I said
Research.
BS.
No.
I said BS. Cataract,
Hold on.
listen to me now.
Hold
I
on.
said BS
Hold
in
on,
what you
man.
said.
Let me answer.
And
Let me
I can't
answer
put
you.
myself one way or the other.
Allow me to respond to you. You
Okay.
come with misinformation, right?
Which is what?
No, in politics it's fine, but in football you can't just put things on man name. So you can't just put things on man. So the player is growing, developing. He has had interest. Trevor obviously knows a little bit more than I do, but he was one of those who was heavily scouted. I was at the Olivia Shield, and all of the scouts who were there had some interest in him. He was one of the players that they were talking about. I wait to see if he will move in, the MLS, but he has done what we have asked. When you finish playing schoolboy football, find yourself in a program. And he has moved into the Phoenix Academy program.
All right,
I
Cataract.
am happy with that.
Let me show you.
May I make a fly double? May I make a fly? Let me just do a quick plug. And people today, I think the report came out. Devonte Campbell has gone on to try out for Charlton Athletic, the Mount Pleasant player. Congratulations to Devonte Campbell. We don't know if he'll make it. Good player. He has represented Jamaica at the under 20 level. We wish him all the best. Continue, double.
All right, Cataract. I'm going to put it in a music term, right? Which we know you're very good at. It seems to me like you go sent me, you go play some bad DJ around the corner, right? But you know him bad, but the most people don't know him bad because when you look at, so we are looking at championship midfielder, Premier League midfielder, and you will see a youth to play for Clarendon College and start few game in the JPL as a prospect for the future for Jamaica. I would think that you see something in him when nobody not see, and that's okay.
So let me help you again. Firstly, Malachi Douglas
And this is the
is
last
not a
go around on
DJ.
Malachi Douglas, all right?
Yeah.
It's not a DJ who the sing around one corner, man a beat one desk and a sing around one nine night.
No,
No,
probably I'll look a bit about
no.
that. I wouldn't put it there.
Allow me, please. He is someone who has won trophies. He used to start for half a season when he was at Chapelton. Thank you, Siobhan, for giving me the thing. I know there was an issue with the schoolboys there, and that's what I know. Right? I didn't know he went out to Dublin Holding, went down the pecking order there. But that's more than a few games. That's half a season, brother. Right? The other thing is that you have to be balanced. When I see a player, a local player that I rate in terms of I'm looking forward to them achieving great things. If I were to say the same about Cataract when they talk about the English player, they are players locally, but I know what I'm looking for. I know what I know. I am looking for the next Anthony Grant, but not one who comes to Jamaica when he's 33. I'm looking for one who's developed. But I think that Malachi Douglas, Brandon Cover, J-Roy Anderson, they have various aspects to their game, and I'm interested to see how those players develop over the time to come. Right?
Okay.
And I believe that Malachi Douglas, I can't say he's on par with them because he's not playing at that level. He's not playing in the championship, or he's not playing in League Two, right? But certainly he is excelling in our local soil, and that is to be commended. Look here, there are other players. There's Delano Splat, who is not really a combative, but he's a decent central midfielder. With good passing, if you want to talk about the pass of the ball. And there is some Caden Rodney from Crystal Palace, who I know is working on he has gathered his papers and working on getting his citizenship. So, but again, that's another 19-year-old. So let the teenagers them grow. The future is in the hands. And I put some respect for Malachi.
All
Big
right.
man.
All right, people, let's see if we can get the video up to 100 likes. We have 60 likes on the video and we have over 120 something people. We already do 2 hours and we haven't gotten even 100 likes on the video. Let's see if we can get it up to 100 likes, please. And thank you, people. If you just joined, please hit the like button. If you just joined, you can also start back later at the front of the show where we round up the Afghan Cup and we round up the EPL top 10 teams. So, people, please hit the like button on the video. We're not going to be doing this for 4 hours and we're not even going to get 100 likes. So, I will read these comments and I think I will wrap up the show from here. Cause I'm not gonna do this, bro. I'm not gonna be putting out 4 hours and we have 120 people on a streamer. We can't get 100. Like, I really don't have that kind of energy.
Wait, JT, how much like you have now? Come, I can't see it.
About 60 likes on the video, bro. I'm not gonna be doing 4 hours for 100 likes, bro. Um, so if they don't want to like the video, that's fine with me. I'll just reserve my time as well. Peter Mystic, Shamaha says someone talk to that Cameron Archer player. He could be striker for us. Z says all fees have 100 goals down there. Me no want him nowhere near the team. They can't develop the players them good in a Jamaica, so these young players are lose farm. We don't the youth them proper situation to be their best, says Marcus. We need Mr. Greenwood says Romain Blake is better than Douglas at CDM Cygnus Media. Malachi play D Cup. Call a shut up. Romain says no midfielder in Jamaica is good enough. Marcus, around the world, every country good player play in good leagues and are in good teams. But in Jamaica, our best players are in the JPL. Jero says he is he trying out are just training for 2 weeks. He's trying out. The report says he's on tryouts. And I got the report from the guy at Charlton today, and I share it in the group, Jairus. And then I saw a Observer article as well. I didn't go to the Observer article, but I saw the heading. But yeah, good luck to the young man. And you know that Charlton Athletic has signed a partnership with
The
Mount
Mount
Pleasant.
Pleasant.
So maybe that's a fruit they are already coming to fruition. Wouldn't they need to work permit for Charlton Athletic? I have no idea. Please remember, yeah, to like.
No, lower down in the league. Lower down in the league, it's very open. The work permit restrictions really are the Premier League and the Championship, but in League One, they are much more relaxed. But you still have to have a certain number of of games,
International games.
whether it might be professional starts, etc. But and there were some changes in England as well.
Yeah,
But
I
I
mean,
wish the young man well. I wish the young man well. It
there's
seemed like
changes when
Charlton.
from the
It seemed like Charlton is going to build a lot on Jamaicans because they put a bid in for Johnson Clark Harris for £500,000. There's Michael Hector there. There's Kieroy Anderson. So I also like, for me, this is just me as a fan, when a lot of our players will be playing at the same club, so week in, week out, they develop that chemistry, that camaraderie, that understanding. So let's see what happens.
Mm, yeah, yeah,
yo,
yeah.
y'all hear me?
Yeah, man, we're here.
All right, but me that say me that add to a Kataraki that's a while ago. The Brexit thing actually helped this side of the world. Europe was preventing players from this region, South American players, Caribbean, South and Central, CONCACAF players as well. They were putting in restrictions away from USA and Canada. There was a lot of restrictions in these players coming into England, but because they have left the European Union now, the restrictions are lifted. It wasn't lifted. It took 2 years to come into play, and it's active now. So you will find that, that's why I see a lot of the English players bringing in 17-year-old from Brazil and Argentina and these other places where they never used to come and do before. So that has now opened the door for Jamaican players to go into England directly. Still have to have some games on their belt as them state, but it's way easier now for younger players. I think under 21, I think it is, to go into England.
All right.
Okay, good.
Cygnus Media said, "Who this brother disrespect Malachi? Romain is not ready for international. Boss Thomas, how did he look in JPL last year? Mirac for senior team, no Romain." Cygnus Media says nobody is saying that he's ready for a national team, but he has one of the highest ceiling as a young midfielder. Mr. United and Cygnus is going at the. They said it was a training experience. Not sure if it is an actual trial. Okay. Well, I got it I got the message from the guy today on Instagram that we're bringing in this kid from Jamaica. Do you know him? Devonte
Okay, Campbell.
Campbell for 2 weeks trials. That's what he said. I don't know. Either way, it work out. Big up yourself, as technique. Anyway, we hope it work out for him, and there's some benefits there. Mr.
Yeah, man,
United,
a good player, man, a good player.
yeah. Mr. United, I can't. Okay, Chris Smith is talking to Mr. United. Big up yourself, everybody. So everybody in the comment section, thank you for joining us tonight. We still didn't get 100 like on the video. We did put in 2 hours. I promised myself I won't be going 4 hours on YouTube anymore just to get 100 likes. If people can't just hit the like button if you come in and we have 130 people on a stream and we are struggle. Big up everybody we pass through. Guna, Siobhan, Cataract, Dan, Dub up. We're back on the football thing again. So that's good. We're back on football again. And there's gonna be a lot of football. I want to get some things, Siobhan, on the U20s this week. Just some updates. I tried to make some calls today, and somebody said they're supposed to filter out players out of the current team selection and then they move on to Trinidad, right?
All right. So based off what I heard, the camp broke Monday, last Monday. Well, this Monday. So now they're selecting the players from the local contingent, to have joined with the players that will be from the North American region. and those are the players that will head to Trinidad on Monday coming for the Trinidad camp. The games, unfortunately, as of right now, the games will not be televised or streamed. Unfortunately, reasons unknown. But yeah, for Monday. So pertaining to updates, I think we would get a. Hopefully, we can get a squad by Friday, so we can know the players that will be heading off to Trinidad for that particular camp.
Okay. All right, guys. Everybody in the comment section, big up on yourselves. Stay blessed. We'll be back again tomorrow. Might be tomorrow. We might have something kind of special tomorrow. It's probably still in the works. It's not
Yeah, man.
guaranteed
Something drop. Something drop. Something drop.
yet. So we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow yet. But we keep you guys updated. And people, until next